Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Churchill Hockey Academy presentation for our grades 8 moving into grade 9. So we're talking today about our high school-based program, which is relatively new. So we're really happy that you've joined us this evening to share a little bit of information regarding that. The plan for this evening is we'll do a little bit of talking about the program, share some information. You'll hear from Mr. Friesen and Mr. Varnes regarding the program. Then we'll have a chance at the end for you to ask a few questions regarding the program. So my name's Ryan Hughes. I'm the principal of College Churchill and Churchill High School for the remainder of this year. And then I think most of you would be aware that next year we will be blending the two schools together to become College Churchill High School. Up till now, we've had a very unique situation where we've had two schools within the one building, and we've had our French milieu school, College Churchill, and also our English program, Churchill High School. And the Churchill Hockey Academy has always been something that we've shared and partnered with, along with many other programs here within the building. So that unique partnership is adjusting just slightly, where we're going to be moving to administration team of 3 administrators, which we had before, but this time it will be 1 principal and 2 vice principals. And one of those vice principals will be fully bilingual and be working as part of the French milieu program. So our slogan will now be College Churchill High School, 1 school with 2 distinct programs. So for those of you that have questions around that, we'd encourage you to reach out and we can help answer any questions. If you have any this evening, that would be fine as well. It is still very much a work in progress as we move forward through the next 6 months. So many of you have come, and you are all coming to the end of your time when your sons and daughters are at the end of their time for grade 8, and you're making decisions about grade 9. That's a very significant decision, as we all know, where students and families will make a decision about what high school program will best suit their students' needs. In Churchill, we are a 7 to 12 school, and we do have a nice transition from grade 8 to grade 9, but it is a really important time of students to learn the importance of the credit system, how high school works, and that does impact things such as our hockey academy. We've made a few different adjustments over the last couple of years. We did a brief foray into this 2 years ago, where we had one version of the grade 9 program that we decided wasn't quite what we wanted to see. So this year has been the first year of our newly revamped program that does meet the vision that we are hoping to continue all the way in to grade 11 and 12. One of the most significant things you'll hear, and Tim and Matt will talk about that a lot more than me, is how we connect that to the credits. So students, it's really important that we keep them on track for graduation. As you're aware, 30 credits are needed for graduation, and students in the Hockey Academy would be able to get 2 credits per year. So it would be the phys ed credit and also their hockey school-initiated course, which is connected to the Hockey Academy. Like I said, they'll explain that in more detail than me. But it is really important to understand that is something that we've thought of and we are planning for. Having students in Churchill that are connected to our Hockey Academy is a real benefit for the whole building. They all really truly are reminded, and it's reinforced with them, about the importance of being student athletes, student coming before athlete, and that is even more important as they move into high school. So as I said, we are in the midst of a very big adjustment in the way that we're doing things at the school. We are moving toward blending the 2 schools into 1, and that will mean a few adjustments along the way in terms of options that are available to students from both schools as we move into 1. So there will be lots more information coming about this in the next few weeks, but it is, if you do have questions this evening, we will try to answer them the best we can. So without further rambling on from me, the people you probably want to talk to, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tim Friesen. He's the director of the Hockey Academy program, has been with it since its inception, and he will start talking with you about the grade 8 to grade 9 program and our 9 and 10 program. So, Tim Friesen.
Hi everyone, how's it going? Glad to see that a lot of you joined us today. That's great. Uh, Waiting on our feedbacks. We're trying to fix the feedback problem out here. We're good. Okay. Again, welcome here. We're really excited about our grade 9-10 program, and glad you were able to join us today. Um, for most of you know who I am, but there's a few people that are new to the program that I'm just saying hi to as well. And Matt Barnes, who's the other instructor here, is going to just give a quick hello, and then we'll get into our program. So here's Matt.
Hi everyone. I'm
Okay.
glad that you could all join us this evening. Um, as Tim was saying, I'm Matt Varnes. I've been here. This is my second year, and we're very excited to have our grade 9 program growing into grade 10, and to have our grade 8s moving on into our grade 9 program that we put a lot of work into, and we think it's a great option for these students. Tim is going to start our presentation, and then I'll be back with you talking about the off-ice plan.
Okay, we're back up and running. Thank you for your patience. So I have a little PowerPoint of Churchill Hockey Academy, the high school program. It's very different from grade 7 and 8, so I'll walk you through the differences and so you can see what we're planning. So again, what Ryan was saying, this is really our first year of the new program. We had 25 students enrolled in the program this year, and those students are moving forward into grade 10, and we think we'll probably be at capacity for grade 10 as well. But why have a program at all? Why do we need it? And that's really what I want to talk about as well. So it's a pivotal year for hockey. You really need to be training grade 9 year as the most important year for you. It's a crucial to attain in attaining the next level. So this is what I'm talking about. At the end of grade 9, AAA girls will begin the U18 tryouts. So at the end of grade 9, it's AAA is new for them. For boys at the end of grade 9, for some of them, they are interested in the draft, so the WHL, the MJHL draft happens. For them, that's important. But for all grade 9 boys, all leagues become U18. So you're competing against grade 10, 11, 12 kids at that time. So it'll be AAA, high school, AA. It's all U18. So grade 9 becomes a really pivotal year as far as what you're doing to get ready for that next step. And especially with the year away from the game, it's a problem for some people or will be a problem if they don't have those sort of skills. I know a lot of people that drop out in their grade 10 year because they're used to playing at a certain level, and all of a sudden they're not there because they're competing up against grade 11s and 12s. So that's why I think it's a pivotal year for hockey. This is our program. So students will attend the academy every day for the entire school year. So unlike the grade 7 and 8s where we're supposed to be there till the middle of April, this year we'll be there till the end of June if they reopen us. I'm hoping they do. But normally grade 7 and 8s come back in April. For the grade 9 and 10 students, they are there all year long. They're at Southdale all year long. We are projecting about 70 hours of on-ice development. A lot of it is being done by outside agents. Players will begin their training at about 8 o'clock in the morning. They don't really have to be there any earlier than 7:30. At first, the students in grade 9 were kind of apprehensive towards the idea of getting there for 8, but it turned out it was not such a big deal. Students are returned back to school through our chartered bus. We rent with Beaver Bus Lines, and so kids can store their gear right underneath the bus. So on ice, the class sizes are reduced quite a bit. So we allow for 12 skaters this year. We're going to move it up to 15 skaters. Talking to the kids and talking to Larry Wu, we think 15 skaters is our max on the ice. Whereas now there's 21, 22 skaters on the ice plus goalies. So there'll be a limited number of spots available in order to accommodate the smaller ice class sizes, because we have 2 grade 10s and 2 grade 9s running at that time at 8 o'clock in the morning. So they'll alternate when they're on the ice and alternate when they're off the ice. So the way it's being instructed is Laker Academy, led by Larry Wu, will direct a lot of the on-ice programming. He'll be developing the plan for each student. Programming is focused on individual ability. So we are going to put you into scenarios of, you are a left defenseman. We're going to put you in a situation where a left defenseman would have to face, and now we're going to help you get out of that situation. So here are some possibilities of how to work yourself out of that using the skills that are acquired through grade 7 and 8 and also through grade 9. Larry will do some skill development as well, but he is trying to work you into different hockey scenarios. So Lake Academy will be this is from Larry. So we'll be incorporating a variety of different training scenarios. He'll be doing some focus on skating and puck confidence, position-specific skill and game-like drills. So we'll do angling awareness drills and creating specific game situations. And through that, you're going to develop those skills needed to take your game to that next level. School life is different as well. So even though we have smaller on ice, at school, we try to connect the kids together here as well. So we are offering enrichment opportunities in both math and English. We have advanced placement program that's new to our school in the last couple of years. We also have the French program, so students in the French milieu can still attend the Hockey Academy. In the advanced placement, they are working towards a credit towards university. That's what the advanced placement is for. Along the way, there's still grade 9 and 10, they'll have enrichment opportunities. So next year, our kids that are in the grade 10 Hockey Academy, they will be taking grade 10 pre-cal along with grade 11 pre-cal for those that want that advanced program. Not everybody has to do that. It was for the students that want the advanced enriched programming. So they get to take grade 10 and 11, and in grade 12, they will write their advanced placement credit. At the school, at the academy, sorry, they have 2 credits that they'll get. They'll get the Hockey Academy credit along with their phys ed credit. They only, because we're at 8 o'clock in the morning, they only miss a slot here, which is probably their phys ed credit over here as well. So they'll be back in school in time for B slot. They don't really miss a lot of time. So B, C, D, E is all available to them, which opens up a lot of options for them to take. I'm going to pass it over to Matt for a second because he's going to talk about other parts of the program that they're doing off ice.
Hello again. So yeah, off ice, the students are going to be introduced to some advanced fitness training to improve their strength, power, and mobility. We think all of these are important for their hockey careers, but also any other sports that they decide to participate in. For the phys ed credits, as it's both phys ed and their hockey credit, they're still going to be doing other off-ice activities. However, their phys ed part is going to include more multi-sport activities, which is something that they haven't had the chance to do in the grade 7 and 8 Hockey Academy. We find that this is something that the 7s and 8s have asked for and they've lacked. So moving into the grade 9 and 10 program, we wanted to give them that opportunity, and it also improves their overall athleticism. Some of the other courses that we are going to offer for them is a nutrition in sport, a substance use and abuse in sport, prevention and care of injuries, and also sports psychology. If they take the Hockey Academy between 9 and 10, they're going to receive all 4 of those courses, which is, as an athlete, it's great to have that in your repertoire and know some of the proper nutrition and what substances are out there that you need to be aware of, including your kind of protein powders that I know right now a lot of the grade 9s are kind of getting into, and being aware of your body, of your prevention and care of injuries, as well as some of the sports psychology stuff. We also are offering 2 courses from Hockey Manitoba right now for our grade 9s, which is a respect in sport and a hockey safety program. We're trying to develop the students to become role models and leaders for our grade 7s and 8s. This is an opportunity for them to get the first part of their coaching clinics kind of in, so that they are able to at some point go on the ice with our 7s and 8s and perhaps lead them through a couple drills and now get the chance to be a coach instead of just the player that they've always been. Also, students are going to so this is part of their leadership and mentor program. They're also going to be able to have the opportunity to play any sports or a multiple sports at the school that we offer by starting early on in the day. We have volleyball, cross country, and basketball to offer. Fortunately, this year it's kind of been taken away from them, and we hope that we're able to come back next year. We are also happy to introduce and hopefully our girls' high school program. Right now, we are in the process of working with the Winnipeg Women's High School Hockey League to register a team. This would be the first time that Churchill has had a girls' hockey team in the league. The benefit for this for our girls is that they are able to play in both their AA or AAA leagues as well as the high school team. And we understand that the cost, it can be very costly to be both in the academy playing on their community team as well as a high school team. So the cost for us, we are going to try and keep it as minimal as possible. And looking into that, we would have one practice every 2 weeks. We'd have at least one game a week. That might be our home game or might be an away game. And then using some of the ice time that we do have for a Fun Friday at Southdale, we would do some more practice, but it would be more of our power play and penalty kill and some of the fun aspects of that, and then we can do some more scrimmaging on days like that. So hopefully that allows us to open it up to girls that aren't in the academy, that they can still participate on our team, and the girls that are in the academy get that extra ice time in the morning. We're going to pass it over to Tim, and he's going to talk about the boys program.
Okay, the boys program. Well, we will not have a high school team next year, but we're hoping to bring it back for 2022. So that's when the kids are in grade 10. That's the plan. Our grade 10s, our grade 9s right now are going to grade 10, are excited about that idea as well. And we're hoping to keep those kids together. However, next year already, the high school hockey allows for some spring tournament events. So after AAA or AA is done, spring hockey begins, but also spring hockey begins also for schools. And the high school puts on a junior varsity event for grade 9 and 10 players, and we would like to put a team in this year, but we also like to put a team in next year for your players as well, for the boys. So this event is outside the winter schedule and does not impact where they play. So all kids are allowed to play at whatever school that they're at. So that's down the road, but we're hoping that that will be the plan. And as our numbers keep growing and we have interest from people outside the school and inside the school, seems to be a lot of interest in the program. We're hoping that that will be the plan for 2022. Now we're going to turn it over to questions from you about the program. We can't get to all the questions, and if we don't get to your questions, we will email you on them. We have someone else moderating the questions, and they'll just send them to me, so I don't see all the questions that are coming up there. But we'll try to get to as many questions as we can. Do you want me to just get rid of this? Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of my screen here. Or did it go right out? Okay. Okay, there we go. So questions, I've got to wait for them to come up from our moderator. What is the anticipated cost for the grade 10 program? Matt was actually looking at that already. So for the grade 10 program, okay, so it's going to be $2,000. It's the same as what you have now. You do have a little bit less ice time, but we have to pay for way more instruction from Larry and from his group. He brings his own crew with him. He brings a goalie coach for every time he's on the ice. He also brings his own helpers as well. And so we're trying to keep that same cost of $2,000 for the grade 9 and grade 10 program. What type of goalie training will be offered? At grade 9, it's Larry's crew. He has 2 different guys he works with, and they come in, like I said, every single time he's there, they're there. So you will have lots of goalie instructions, probably more than you see here, and depending on how many goalies we have in the camp, we were actually swapping them so they could double up on some events as well. Are there less optional choice for grade 9? Can't see business innovation or rich math as options. I'll let Mr. Hughes talk a little bit about that, but I do know the rich part of it really starts in grade 10, but I'll let Mr. Hughes answer that piece.
Hey everyone. Yeah, typically in grade 9, we have a fairly set program for our grade 9 students. We aim to let them have 8 to 8.5 credits. So that's key. And usually what we do is we kind of structure what they get. So they would get 2 English credits. We like them to have math for the full year. So we do a double math, so they usually can get 2 credits within math. So it is more structured. You're right. There wouldn't be the business innovation and that sort of stuff happening. That typically, as Mr. Friesen said, would kick in at grade 10.
Okay, the next question says, how many days a week are the grade 9s on the ice, and how many workouts per week? So there's a couple of things about that. So the kids are on the ice 2 to 3 times a week, depending on the schedule. Then they're training at least once a week, and then they're in the classroom as well once a week. So that's a typical schedule. Sometimes that will change, where they'll be in the gym a couple of times. The reason why that's also meaningful is if they have a late night practice and they need some time to recover, we encourage them to recover and not go on the ice, but we haven't really seen a lot of that with the students in the early part of the year when we were at the rink. Most people were still there, but if you do need some recovery time because of a late game or late practice, or you got home late, we would try to keep you a little bit off those events, either workouts or on ice. But typically 2 to 3 days a week they're on the ice. For the girls program, would begin on the high school team be optional? It would be. So there's a lot of interest in it, but you do not have to be on the high school team. It'll be a tryout for those who do want to be there, but it is an optional event. You don't have to be a part of the academy in order to be on the team. As a matter of fact, there might be some people that are just choosing the high school team and not the academy. How often are the grade 9s on the ice? I think we did that one. Is that all of them? Okay, we'll wait for a bit more. Nice. So for grade 9 and 10, we have a couple different things. Jets hockey development, it will not be with that group. They would love to be, but they can't seem to fit it into their schedule. We're still trying to find a way to add them once in a while, but for the most part, it's Larry Wu. It'll be us. And we're also this year added Brennan Freikison from his program. He came in a bit, and we're hoping that we can maybe add him in a bit more as well for next year. But it's mostly Larry's directing the program, and he's personalized and individualized the program for each participant. What's that? Since my daughter was in the grade 9 program this year, what is the process for applying for the grade 10 program? It's just that you just have to apply through the Hockey Academy. You might want to reach out to Miss Choddiker, but there are applications that you can look at. She'll send you applications, or you can look at our link. I'm not sure if the link on our website will have grade 10 on there yet, but I would just reach out to Miss Choddiker and get connected with her. So do they always get dropped off in the morning at Southdale for grade 9? Yes, they'll be dropped off there and still picked up at Churchill the same way we do now. They'll be dropped off at Southdale all year long because they'll continue through there. We do take some breaks inside the schedule, so during tryouts and during exams and also during playoffs, we will try to reduce the number of times that they're on ice so that they're not burnt out during those key moments. How many new players are you expecting will be accepted in grade 9? We're not sure how many people were there. We'll take a look at our grade 10 numbers, grade 9 numbers as well. We know there's a lot of interest in grade 9. We have quite a few people from outside of the school that have never been in Churchill that are also interested in the program. So we're going to take a look at all the applicants and see where we're at. We were trying to negotiate how many people we can take, what would be the limit, and we're still working through that process right now. How many days of the week will goalie trainers be with the goalies? Depending on the schedule, so it could be once to twice a week that they'll be with them. The goalie instructors there every day that we're at the academy. It's whether, depending on what our numbers for our goalies, whether they go more than once a week inside there. How many goalies will we accept? Our max on the ice is 3, but we actually prefer 2 goalies on the ice per group. So we're probably going to try to steer to 2 goalies per group, but our max would be 3. Our preference is 2. How much would the girls' hockey team cost? Well, I know Matt was looking into that, so I'll let Matt answer that question.
Yeah, so how much would the girls' hockey team cost? Just looking at it, we do anticipate that we can have that we would have a number of players on the team. Depending on how many we do have, we would like to roster 20 players, but we would only dress 15 for any given game. With that being said, the 15 that are getting dressed regularly, we would have a cost between $1,200 and $1,000, and then what we would call the rostered players, we would charge about $350 to $250. That would still cover all the practice ice that we would have after school, as well as a jersey that at the end of the year we're looking that they would be able to keep. As well with those roster players, we anticipate that they would have a lot of opportunity to get into a game, and that we would want to promise them that they could play in at least one home game. But because lots of the girls are going to be double rostering, I don't see that we would have an issue getting in a number of those girls into a few games. So the cost for the regular players would be about $1,200 to $1,000.
Okay, so the next question is there class or tutoring available at Southdale as previous years? Not for grade 9 and 10s. The grade 9 and 10s will, when they get off the ice, they get right onto the bus and they're back at school. So in order, we do that so they have more options available to them to take all the different courses. But no, there's no classes held at Southdale for grade 9s and 10s. How do you pick the students you accept if you have more applicants than spots available? So the first thing we'll look at is the academic side of things. That's an important piece for us. You need to be a good student inside of our school. Doesn't mean you have to be an A+ student. You just need to be trying your best. We want to have good citizens here at Churchill, like all schools do. So that's probably what we'll look at first. So if you're new to the school, we will be contacting the school you're coming from previously. When will you let the applicants know they have been accepted into the academy? Our goal is to have that settled before spring break. So before we leave for spring break, we want to let everybody know where they stand. So if this wasn't a fit for you, then we would let you know that. What are the advantages of Churchill Academy versus some other academies offered in the city? Well, that's interesting. I don't want to trash other programs at all. I can tell you a little bit about some things from our side. Last year, Hockey Canada came and evaluated programs all across Canada, including all the ones inside Manitoba. And they told us, they sat down with Mr. Barnes and myself and said, there are programs and they're at this level, and then there's our program and we're at an elite level. And they said we have very few elite programs inside Canada through Hockey Canada, and they considered us to be an elite program. So that says something about what we're offering here. I think when you put on all the different people that we bring in, all the different eyes, such as Larry Wu, and we brought in Dave, and we bring in Brendan Freikas, we bring in ourselves, all the different eyes trying to help your players get better, your sons and daughters get better. I think we offer a really good program. There are disadvantages to other programs or things, but I'm going to stay away from that. It's too hot for me. Where will the games be located for home games? Well, we will have ice at Southdale Arena, but we actually are trying to see if we can get ice at Sam Southern, which is right next door to us is our Arena Sam Southern. It'd be nice to have it over there so kids or students from our school can walk over and watch the games as well. For us, that'll be ideal, but we do have ice at Southdale if we want it over there. Do you require a deposit? Yes, we will require a $500 deposit, which is normal for all our programs. So it will be a $500 deposit that will be due for, I think it was May 15th is our date. Okay, so I think we got through quite a few questions. If there are more questions, you can email me or Mr. Barnes and we will answer them for sure. So I'm glad you tuned in. I'm not sure if Mr. Hughes wants to say anything extra at the end, but I appreciate you coming in. I hope you have got some information that will help you make good decisions for your children. And we think Churchill is a good place, and it's a nice school with a small population, but a big school with lots of things to offer your kids. All right. Thanks for joining us. I'll send it back to Ryan.
Perfect. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. Those are lots of great questions around the program and what it's really turned into. And being part of it for the last 3 years, it's really been quite a journey to see what it's turned into, and seeing the vision and the planning and the effort that Tim and Matt have put into this. It's really turned into quite an extraordinary program, and it's very telling what Hockey Canada had said when they came out. Also, you know, if you have questions around Churchill High School, we really encourage you to reach out to our guidance team, and they can really help you. Lots and lots of people are coming in and having tours. We can tell you that our grade 7 and 8 program this year is really popular. It's earlier than we've ever seen this number of registrations coming in. So the word is out that things are very positive at the school here, and we encourage you to reach out if you have more questions. So once again, thank you for joining us this evening. Have a great evening. Stay warm and stay safe. Thank you.